This store makes about $10 million a year. You can get there by calculating the average traffic that comes into the store per month, by the average value of goods in the store, by the average conversion rate in the industry, because not every customer that comes into the store will convert. If you do all of that, you see that it comes to about $10 million a year. That's a rough estimate. It's not perfect, but it tells you about how well this store is doing. Now, this store first came to my attention a couple of years ago. I visited the website, scrolled through, and I saw a couple of items that I liked. But something felt very uneasy about the store. Something felt off. So I clicked on the best-selling item, the item that brought me to the store, and I right-clicked on the item, and I saw that the same image was used to sell the same item in many different stores, but for different prices. When you see this, it usually means that the item is being drop shipped. Now, drop shipping in of itself is not bad. It's not a scam. But there are a few problems with modern dropshipping. Now, what dropshipping simply means is that when you purchase the item from this store, the store doesn't then go to its warehouse and put this into a package and get it shipped to you. What they do is they go over to AliExpress, usually. They buy it from AliExpress. They put in the address you provided and then get that item shipped from China directly to you. They never actually see the item or handle the item in any way. And that way they save a lot of money. Now, this business model is not inherently wrong. In fact, it's existed for a long time. If you're old enough, you remember a time when there were catalogs that came to your house and they usually had these cool gadgets that you couldn't get in your store. They had either a unique knife from Japan or a spy camera or spy watch. And you'd order it from them and it would come from another country a couple of weeks later. These were usually dropshipped items. Now, where it starts looking wrong in modern times is that now people just go to another website. They purchase it from the website and send it to you. It's information arbitrage. They add very little value. The value they do add, and this is in defense of David Outwear and other stores that do this, is that if they did not bring the product to your front, if they did not advertise the product to you, you would never know the product existed in the first place. Now, does that make it 3-4 times more valuable than the amount that they paid for it? Nah, usually not. When I made a video on this a couple of years ago, David Outwear stated that I hadn't seen the product itself, so I couldn't make an informed decision as to the quality of the product or if it was any different from AliExpress. So I did. I've purchased one product from David Outwear and another from AliExpress, the same color. I'm going to do a comparison of both. I'm going to review the David Outwear one first, and you tell me as you're looking through it whether you can see any difference between both of them. I'll do the David Outwear one first, and then I'll review the AliExpress version second, and then you tell me if you see any difference. So let's start with David Outwear. The product itself is pretty awesome in terms of the design. The unique thing about this is the two zippers in front that are diagonal and the hoodie. These make this very unique and stylish. And for an average guy who is not really into fashion that much, but just like having great stuff, this looks like a great candidate. Now, where things start getting dicey is the quality of the item itself. The zipper up front is more decorative, so this one you can let it slide. It's not very good quality. It gets stuck when you zip and unzip it. But overall, it's meant to be there to decorate, so that's okay. Now, if you come down in the jacket, you see that there are two side pockets. These are good for when it's cold, or you want to put a phone, or you want to put a watch or a pen or anything else in there. That works. Speaking of which, there's a second pocket on the inside. You can do the same thing. Put a wallet in there, put a pen in there. It works great. Now, the downside about these is the inner linings for both the pockets and the jacket itself are made with a light polyester that will be terrible to sweat in. Polyester is generally not very breathable. In a leather jacket, you'd usually want the jacket to breathe with you. Now, since this is fake leather, not real leather, and it's one of the lowest grades of fake leather as well, contrary to what they state on their website, then both the jacket, the leather, and the inner lining will not be breathable. So you just get a fashionable jacket. You see that the The details here are slightly better than many others that I've seen. In fact, it's better than many others that I've seen. The details, the stitching is okay. It's not double stitched in too many places, but it's generally okay, meaning that it will last longer than many other AliExpress sold products. So overall, this jacket is just okay. Now, the color of the leather on the outside is double patchy. So some places are lighter brown, other places are darker brown. And it doesn't look like that in the image, but in real life, that's how it comes off. It's not too bad, but it's noticeable. Overall, if you like the general design of the jacket, this will not be a deal breaker for you. Now, let's take a look at the one from AliExpress. The one from AliExpress is very, very similar. The main difference between both of them is that one of them has the David Outwear logo and the other doesn't. That's because David Outwear likely asks the AliExpress manufacturers to add their logo to it. And if they order like 100 or so, I think is the minimum, the AliExpress manufacturer usually agrees to do that. But David Outwear also added a good packaging on the outside, which I'll give them credit for. So overall, it's not bad. Now we're gonna look at the AliExpress version. Realize that for the last couple of minutes, every B-roll I've shot showing this product on a table was shot with the AliExpress version, not the David Outwear version. Meaning the B-roll you see indoors is all AliExpress, but everything that you see outdoors, everything you see by the swimming pool or in the field, me wearing this jacket, is David Outwear. Now, could you tell? Was the difference enough for you to think two different entities manufactured this? To make the dilemma here very clear, let me put it this way. If you were walking by the mall and you saw a store owner, he tells you, hey, I've got this product that just came in. It's from Milan or it's from Italy. It's handmade, it's beautiful, you'll like it. You walk into the store, you see the item, you fall in love with it, and he charges you, let's say, $100 for it. You purchase the item, you're happy with it, and you walk out. As you're walking down the street though, you see a window, and in that window you see the exact same item with a different store owner. And you walk in there and it costs $25. Now, you even then realize that the store owner you just bought it from, while he was speaking with you, his assistant left the store through the back door, went to the other store, bought it for $25, and literally walked back and sold it to you for $100. Would you feel ripped off? Will you feel ripped off if when you opened it and you looked at the details and you looked at the fabric or you looked at the material that was made, if it cost you $25, it will have some value, but at $100, it seems absurd. Will you feel ripped off? If you will, that's the problem with this business model for these specific items. Know that there are certain items that when you buy it, you feel like you have bought it cheaper than it should be. I've bought a couple of them like that. But for men's fashion specifically, it's usually the opposite. The items are cheap. The items don't look like what you saw on the image and definitely are not the same quality you expected when you looked at the image. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.